Hello everyone. So as we have discussed in the last tutorial the modern periodic table, and as discussed in today's tutorial we are going to compare the Mendeleev's periodic table and the modern periodic table. So on the left hand side what you can see, it is the Mendeleev's periodic table, and on the right hand side this is the modern periodic table. So we all know that the Mendeleev's periodic table, okay, this one that is on the left hand side, it was given by Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev, and he is the most important contributor in the development of the periodic table, right? But then why do we give the main credit to Mendeleev in framing the periodic table? As you all can see that in the Mendeleev's periodic table there are 8 vertical columns which we call as groups, and they are written in Romans, and from 1 to 7 the groups are further subdivided into two subgroups, that is A and B, right? So we all can see that, right? And there are 6 horizontal rows that we call as the periods, right? But now let us see that what is the similarity or how the modern periodic table is framed by taking the idea from the Mendeleev's periodic table only. Like I want everybody to focus on the group 1 and subgroup A. So do we see these elements: hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium and cesium? So this is 1A of Mendeleev's periodic table. Now just focus on the group 1 of modern periodic table. So this is also hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and now we have francium also. So what does it mean? That the group 1 of modern periodic table is actually 1A of Mendeleev periodic table. Okay, now focus on 2A of Mendeleev. So what are the elements of 2A? Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium and barium. So it means that the second group of the modern periodic table is actually the 2A group of Mendeleev, that is beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. Okay, now quickly let us move on to 3A, that is boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium. Okay, and move on to the 13th group of the modern periodic table. It is also boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium and like that. Likewise 4A is carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead. So 14th of modern periodic table was actually the 4A of Mendeleev: carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead. Then moving on to 5A, it is nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. Moving on to 15th of the modern periodic table, it is 5A of Mendeleev. Okay, see, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. Then 6A is oxygen, sulfur, selenium and tellurium. 16th is 6A of Mendeleev: oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. Then 7A of Mendeleev is fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. 17th group of modern periodic table is 7A of Mendeleev: fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. Now this is the zero group, and this is the noble gases which were not discovered at that time, and it was an achievement of Mendeleev's periodic table because they could be placed separately in a new group at the end. Okay, now let us move to 1B of Mendeleev periodic table. So what are the elements of 1B? Copper, silver and gold. Can we see 11th group of modern periodic table? This is 1B of Mendeleev: copper, silver and gold. Okay, then 2B of Mendeleev: zinc, cadmium and mercury. Move on to 12th, it is 2B of Mendeleev: zinc, cadmium and mercury. Okay, then 3B of Mendeleev periodic table: scandium, vanadium and lanthanum. We can see scandium, yttrium, sorry, I'm very sorry, it is scandium, yttrium and lanthanum. Move on to the third group of the modern periodic table. It is actually 3B of the Mendeleev, scandium, yttrium and lanthanum. Okay, then 4B of Mendeleev is titanium, zirconium and hafnium. Move on to the fourth group. This is 4B, titanium, zirconium and hafnium. Okay, then move on to 5B, it is vanadium, niobium and tantalum. Move on to fifth, it is 5B, vanadium, niobium and tantalum. Then 6B, it is chromium, molybdenum and tungsten. See, this is 6B, it is molybdenum, this is chromium, molybdenum and tungsten. Then 7B, it is manganese, technetium. Then 7th is actually the 7B of Mendeleev, manganese, technetium. Then now we have rhenium, all these elements also. Now if we move on to the 8th group of the Mendeleev periodic table, so in the first, second and third period, right, there were no elements. So now just see that in the first is empty, second is empty and third is also empty. They are starting from the fourth period. So this is the fourth period, and in the fourth period we have iron, cobalt and nickel. So 8th, 9th and 10th of the modern periodic table is actually that tried. Okay, I shouldn't be writing B over here. It is that tried iron, cobalt and nickel. Then see, this is fifth one. This is also fifth one. It is ruthenium, rhodium and palladium. These are the three elements over here. Then osmium, iridium and platinum, which are present in the sixth period. Osmium, iridium and platinum, which are present in the sixth period, right? So this is the reason that why Mendeleev is the major contributor in the development of the periodic table. The only limitation of Mendeleev was that he focused on atomic mass. He thought that atomic mass is the fundamental property of an element. If he would have thought that it is the atomic number, then this would have been the last table that we are using at present, right? So this is the reason, and Mendeleev's contribution is very immense in the field of chemistry. Now let us quickly discuss some of the differences between the Mendeleev's periodic table and modern periodic table. So the very first difference, there are 8 groups in the Mendeleev's periodic table, but when we talk about the modern periodic table, there are 18 groups. That is the vertical columns. Okay. Second difference is that from 1 to 7 group, they are further subdivided into two subgroup A and B. But here we do not have the subgroups in the modern periodic table. We all can see that, right? Then there are 6 periods in the Mendeleev periodic table. There are 6 periods. But when we look on to the modern periodic table, there are 7 horizontal rows that are the periods. Then next difference is that it is based on atomic mass, the Mendeleev's periodic table. But when we think of the modern periodic table, it is based on the atomic number. It is the fundamental property, right? Then next difference is that lanthanoids and actinoids, okay, that is these two series, they are not separated over here, right? They are not placed in two separate rows. But when we move on to the modern periodic table, we all know that lanthanoids and actinoids, they are placed in two separate rows below the main periodic table. The lanthanoids, they start from 58 till 71, okay, till 71, and the actinoids, it starts from 90 till 103 and 104 again come back in the modern periodic table only. Next difference can be that in the Mendeleev's periodic table, noble gases were not discovered at that time. So actually in the Mendeleev's periodic table, the place for we cannot see the noble gases. But when the modern periodic table was given, when it was framed, the noble gases were discovered and they were placed in group 18, which is sometimes also called as the zero group. And the last and very very important difference, that Mendeleev's periodic table was given by Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev, and it was given by Moseley and Niels. Bohr. Okay, Henry Moseley and Niels Bohr. So I hope that in this tutorial, the two topics that we have done, first one, that why Mendeleev is the contributor in the development of periodic table, and the differences between the Mendeleev and modern periodic table are clear to everybody. Thank you everyone, and in the next tutorial we will be discussing some of the important properties that we can define on the basis of atomic number, right? Thank you everybody.